In this episode, Battle of the Muscle Cars. Florida man strikes again, and a fast Jeep. Welcome to episode 265 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Macarel, what's new?
Well, I'm working a lot, but as I've been out and about, I saw something that got me curious that I think we should have a debate on.
Ooh.
So, I was out and about, and I saw at a gas station a group of what looked to be car enthusiasts all together.
Mm-hmm.
There's three cars. There was the Ford Mustang GT. There was the Chevy Camaro SS. And there was the Dodge Challenger RT.
Ooh.
So, the top three muscle cars all together. And it got me thinking, which one's the bestest of them all?
Ooh. So you're posing me the question, at least of those three, or are we just kind of encompass a bunch?
Well, what other muscle cars are there?
Those are the main ones.
Okay. Are there any others? I mean,
Camaro?
I said that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Corvette? No, not really. Is a Corvette a muscle car? That's a different conversation.
It's a sports car.
Okay. I agree. I don't think a Corvette's a muscle car. It's a sports car.
Let's maybe ask this question. What defines a muscle car?
You know it when you see it.
Like, is it American made?
I think it kind of has to be.
Does it?
Or Australian made.
Okay. Right, because a Holden...
Yes.
But it's just a rebadged Chevy, right?
Yeah, I know, which means it's a muscle car underneath it.
That's gray area.
It is.
Okay, if we're going by that logic, is a Model S Plaid a muscle car?
No. I mean, it is an American-made car.
It is an American-made car.
That.
It is fast in a straight line.
It is fast in a straight line. But it doesn't go...
Is that what defines a muscle car?
Yes.
Will there be no muscle cars left after the EV transition?
Honestly, yes.
I think you're right.
I think muscle cars will just die.
I think you're right.
I think a muscle car has to have a big loping V8.
Yeah.
Just especially a cammed V8 just sounds like it's going to die. Oh, that to me is what's defining a muscle car. It should be two doors. I think it should be two doors.
Okay. Because
then you start getting into like just sports sedans.
Yeah.
So, like, could you consider the old CTS-V a muscle car?
I would. I think. Well. Or is that a sports car? Yeah, I don't know.
What about a Dodge Viper?
That's another good question.
Is it a muscle car or is it a sports car?
Is it a sports car? I don't know.
I go sports car with a Viper.
I would too. I think you're right. I think we narrow it down to those three. Now let's debate about those three.
Yeah, I think those three are the muscle cars.
Which is Mustang, Challenger, and Camaro.
Yeah, I feel like if you went up to some random person on the street and you said, what's a muscle car? It would be one of those three. Just end.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What would the most likely answer be?
Mustang.
I think you're right about that.
I think it's the most well-known of all.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think the Mustang would be the most well-known.
Now, as far as what's best, we need to define some criteria here as well. Because, like, what are we talking? We're talking about price, performance, reliability, community.
Okay, if we're going reliability...
None of the above.
No such thing. I mean, we're talking about three American-made cars.
None of the above.
I love this country to death, but buy something Japanese if you want reliability.
Indeed, yeah. Okay, then let's narrow it down to price or performance, which is probably why you buy a muscle car anyway. Inherently, they're supposed to be very performant for the price that you pay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be, blitzing Nürburgring times, but... You'll go fast in a straight line.
You'll rip the quarter mile at your local racetrack.
Damn right you will.
Yep, and that's what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
So, with performance in mind, we'll come back to community here in a moment. Do you have some figures for each of these?
Sure. So the figures I'm pulling are for 2021 models, so not the newest, and also not the absolute top of the range.
Okay.
So we're not talking about like the full on was it Dodge Demon 170. We're not talking about Shelby GT 500. We're not talking about the SS 1LE Camaro. We're talking Ford GT. We're talking Challenger RT. You're talking Camaro SS.
Not base, but not
correct.
Not high end.
Exactly. Right, because base you start getting into the stupid V6 and four-cylinder muscle cars, and that's just not a thing.
No.
Right. So Ford Mustang GT 2021. You're going to get a 5-liter V8 Coyote. Right. You are going to get 460 horsepower. You're going to get 420 torques, pound-feet of torque. You get the option of a manual transmission. You get, well, a great noise, in my opinion. I'm looking up some other stats here. Let's see. I'm trying to look for weight. You get 3,700 pounds.
Okay.
And I believe it starts at just under 40 grand. So like 37 and change. Or started, I should say.
That's not bad. That's not
really
bad at all.
It's really not bad for 460 horsepower.
460 horsepower for just shy of 40? Not bad.
I agree. So now let's move on to the Dodge Challenger RT.
Okay.
So starts cheaper, about $32,000-ish. So it's cheaper.
Ooh.
But you get, let's see, you get that Hemi. You got that, was it 6.4 liter V8, right? You get, let's see here. Actually, I believe it starts a little higher than that, but 35-ish, call it there. You get, let's see, what's the weight here? 4,200 pounds.
1,000 pounds more than the Mustang?
500 pounds.
Okay.
But that's a lot of weight, dude.
It's a lot of weight.
You get more power, 485 horsepower.
Okay.
But you get 500 more pounds.
Mustang was like 460, 450. Yeah. Okay.
460 versus 485.
Mm-hmm.
You get 475 pound-feet of torque in the Challenger, which is also more. But again, you're lugging around 500 pounds more weight.
Right.
And then moving on to the Camaro. So you get the Camaro SS. So if we're talking SS, you get that 6.2 liter V8, 455 horsepower, and 455 torque. So even torque and horsepower.
Wow.
Let's see. They do start about 39,000. You get the option of a manual transmission. And the weight is, that's what matters, 3,700 pounds. So it's more in line with the Mustang for weight.
Yeah.
Is a good question, right?
Okay, now I think we need to talk about car culture and the brand and that kind of stuff, the community.
Okay.
Because that, I think, will make my decision for me.
Okay. So where do you want to go with that first?
Who do you want to start with, buddy? Let's start over on Ford land.
Okay.
The Ford community.
It's very cultured. It's wine and cheese.
That's not it.
That's not how you would define the Ford Mustang culture?
That's not it.
No?
It's cultured on its exits of Cars and Coffee and...
This is correct.
Yeah, burning rear tires.
This is all correct, yep.
It doesn't have the best reputation, but if we think about its reputation compared to the rest of the companies we're talking about, I think it actually might be the best.
I think it has the best reputation of all of them.
It does, which is a low bar to set, but we're setting it there.
It is. It's set there.
Now, if we scoot on over to Dodge, what is that car culture?
Nope.
That's a weird culture.
I don't like. To me, the car culture for Dodges, especially Challengers, is like takeovers. You know the takeover scene? Have you heard of that?
Yep.
Right, where they're like closing down a whole intersection, doing donuts, and like killing people.
Yeah.
To me, that's what I think of when I say a Challenger.
Yeah. It's either that or the other side of the Dodge culture is the truck culture, which is like very involved in the diesel stuff that they do.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but it's like there's no correlation. They don't cross paths at all.
What's really funny is what I've noticed is it seems like a lot of the Dodge truck owners have Mustangs.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
What does that tell you about things?
Yeah, I'd stray away from the Dodge muscle car community, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Now, Chevy being the final one with the Camaro.
Is that more cultured or less?
You know, I think it's better than Dodge, only because there's going to be a big drag racing scene as far as like that car goes.
Well, they all have that.
They do, but I think the Camaro has more than the... I don't know, actually. It feels better to me. The Camaro culture feels better to me than it would be the Dodge.
You know what's really funny? I can't quantify it either.
Yeah.
But I have the same feeling that, like, I just would feel better in the Camaro than I would in the Challenger.
Yeah.
Something about it. It's that X factor. It's non-quantifiable, but there's that feeling that you get maybe a bit too much of with the Challenger.
It's I don't know how to say it. I think the only way to really go experience these, or the best way, would be to go to your local drag strip, because you're gonna have all of them there, and you're gonna see the different, like, there's honestly like different personalities between the different cars.
And I'm actually even gonna say, in terms of overall sound,
yeah, that too.
Of the three, which ones sound the best or the worst?
That's a good question.
I know my answer right off the bat.
Mine would probably be Mustang.
I would say for me, the Mustang sounds the best, followed by the Camaro, followed by the Challenger. I just don't really like the sound. I mean, I like it because it's a V8.
Yeah.
Yes. It sounds much better than an EcoBoost anything. But
right.
Of the three, I just don't like the sound of the Hemi in comparison to the sound of the Coyote or an LS.
You don't like the graspy Hemi?
I don't even know if it's graspy. It just sounds stupid.
It sounds non-refined.
It sounds like low IQ.
Non-refined, yeah.
I'm being an ass, but I don't know how else to describe. It just doesn't sound as good as a Mustang or a Camaro. The Coyote and the LS, they just sound so much better than the Hemi for me.
I agree with that. As far as if you had to buy one, sure, it's paid for, whatever, that doesn't matter. If you got to pick one of the three, what are you going with?
I'm not even going to question it. I'd go Mustang all day.
I would as well.
And I actually would legitimately consider owning a Mustang, me personally, not just in this hypothetical. I would actually genuinely consider it.
Would you genuinely consider any of the other options?
No.
I think I'm in the same boat. Now, if you couldn't get the Mustang,
Camaro.
Yeah.
I would go Camaro SS 1LE. I wouldn't go this trim. I'd go the 1LE because it is set up for road course handling. But that's not why you buy it. So, everything I've heard about the SS 1LE is that it's surprisingly really good on track.
It probably is, but it's a boat. No. It's a boat. It's a boat going around a corner. It's a boat.
They're all boats.
I know.
Except one is not a boat, it's a barge. It is a legitimate goddamn nuclear-powered aircraft carrier carrying F-18s.
Yep. The Dodge is, in fact, a barge.
I mean,
yep.
It is a steam-powered barge.
If you ever get a chance, go on to like a simulator and drive a NASCAR around a road course. It's like that. Driving a NASCAR around a road course is like a terrible time. It's a terrible time.
To me, it's like trying to do a puzzle with oven mitts.
You have the wrong tools for the job.
It's so roly-poly and floaty and...
It goes really fast in a straight line, and then it has no brakes, and doesn't turn at all, and doesn't stop at all, and it's just miserable to drive.
This is correct, yes.
But around like a really long straightaway, it's fantastic. It's the best thing in the world. It goes so fast.
But then you come to a corner, and you go to the brake pedal, and nothing happens.
No.
Nothing is going... zero slowing down is happening.
Nope, none at all. But those rotors are on fire.
They are almost going to explode, actually. Yeah.
They are on fire because there's so much mass to move. But I think we agree. I think we actually agree on which muscle cars we'd go.
It's funny. I honestly wasn't sure that we would agree here, but I think we both agree. Now, are we approaching this from the standpoint of a road racing enthusiast?
Certainly.
Because
certainly we
of
are.
These cars, which one have we seen more of on road courses?
Definitely the Mustang.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which one has a current GT3 car coming out?
Yeah, but we didn't even bring that into the conversation, and we still landed on the same result.
I agree. And that was going to be my next point, was even if we forget about the road courseness of the Mustang, even just aesthetically, I like the look of the Mustang too.
I do too.
I mean, just looking at it, the Mustang for me kind of does it.
I've driven a Mustang and I've driven a Camaro, and I've driven like the bases of both.
You've also driven a Shelby GT350.
I'm not even talking about that. I've driven a base EcoBoost Mustang, and I've driven a base. Was it a 6-cylinder? Yeah,
Yes.
6-cylinder Camaro. The Camaro was terrible. The Mustang wasn't great, but it felt a lot better to drive than the Camaro.
So I have not heard. Well, no, I have not driven, but I have heard from someone who has driven firsthand a base model Challenger.
Oh God.
It was the worst thing he's ever driven.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because apparently they fit the brakes from your child's bicycle.
Ooh. Yeah. They're like driving a NASCAR around a road course. They're just not. They're not right. Something's wrong.
I like the Mustang. I half like the Camaro. I just don't really like the Challenger.
No, neither do I.
But it's cool to see all three of them together.
Mm-hmm. You should still go out to your local racetrack, and you should still go watch them down a drag strip, because that's where they belong, and they crush.
It is actually surprisingly fun to watch that kind of stuff.
It is. Yep.
In person.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching it from home, isn't.
Go have a conversation with them. They'd love to nerd out about their Challenger, whatever they're driving.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, what did you see while you were out and about, buddy?
So, I saw a muscle car. This is a very muscle car-y themed episode.
This is very not us usually.
It is very not us. But that's why I figured this would be a fun one to talk about here. Mm-hmm. So, we recently, within the past couple weeks, have had a hurricane roll through.
Yeah.
Well, outer bands of a hurricane roll through.
You could say a hurricane, yeah.
Which did cause some quite major flooding around town. And I found the most stupid human in the world that I would love to get a drink with.
Oh.
There is a wide-bodied Challenger Hellcat, so we're not base model, but like top of the range, driving around in the hurricane with drag radials on.
With near slick tires on? Oh, boy.
Pretty much those exact tires right there.
Oh, boy.
That's
dangerous, dude.
What are you thinking?
Either he's going to have a lot of fun or he's going to put it in a ditch.
I saw him stopped at a light because in the hurricane. So if you live in Florida, a little caveat here, you usually want to go out in the hurricane and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
That's just kind of like, I tell people from up north that, and they're like, oh my God, stay inside. You're going to die. But like if you live here, you kind of just want to go see what's going on with the carnage, right?
99% of the time in a hurricane, it's like fine to just step outside. You're not going to die.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny when people don't realize that. But we were out for a drive and I saw this Challenger on drag slicks in the hurricane. And I just thought, I want to get a drink with you because I want to understand, where'd that wire not get connected in the old brain ears?
Yeah.
Because there's something that's just not wired properly there.
The drag radials are the big question mark.
Huge question mark.
Yeah.
It is the question mark because they don't have tread.
No, they just don't do anything in rain. They just spin in rain.
They
only spin.
That's all they do.
They don't traction. They just spin. I'm glad he was stopped
and
not moving.
I wish I could have seen when his light went green.
Yeah.
Because that would have been the most comical thing in the world to watch him just get up to speed again.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how traction control would have handled that. It would have just been like cutting in and out all the time.
Or would it have just given up and been like, all right, fuck it, you're on your own.
Did he just,
you can just figure it out.
He just turned it all off and just, wah, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, what is traction control going to do? It's just going to look at you and be like, really? What do you expect me to do with this?
You're hydroplaning across an inch of water. What do you want me to do? It's not. You can't do anything.
I have nothing to do with this. Just
can't do anything.
You're on your own. Figure it out.
Yeah. Huh. That is an odd spot, especially in a hurricane.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
Florida man, you are a gem, brother.
Florida man do Florida man things.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
That's my spot of the week. You seen anything?
So you spotted something that I want to have a chat about.
Oh.
So you sent me a photo of this. Well, I don't know if it was this exact year, but it's basically a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the 392 has a V8 in it?
Yes.
Huh. So apparently you spotted yourself a V8 Jeep, which I don't know much about the Jeep world.
So it's a muscle car Jeep.
It is.
It's a muscle Jeep.
It's American made. It's not a sports car. Well, is it? Wait, is it?
No.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure a Jeep does.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we can't classify this one as a sports car.
But it's American made, and it has a V8, and it can go.
It does.
So, by our definition, it's a sports car or a muscle car.
It's a muscle Jeep.
It's a Jeep.
It's a muscle SUV.
Anyway, it has a 6.4 liter V8, which is kind of a massive engine for that thing.
Mind you, that's pretty well the same size engine that's in your Challenger.
That's ridiculous.
It's pretty much the Howland. It's pretty much the Challenger's engine. If you think
Jeep
about it.
made a massive engine Jeep like a long time ago, and they're still just rolling around town. It'll make you 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque,
which is about the same as the Challenger.
It's like exactly the same.
It's amazing.
Yep. Its curb weight though is 5,200 pounds.
That is surprisingly more than the Challenger because I didn't think Challengers could get heavier.
No, that is like how do you get 5,000 pounds out of this much car?
So here's what I'm learning. That particular engine, because it's, again, going back to the Challenger, is the heaviest engine that has ever been made.
It has to be.
I mean, there's got to be like 2,000 pounds worth of just engine.
It's got to be at least 1,000 to 1,500, yeah, worth of engine.
Of just engine.
I mean, they're big cylinders. A 6.4 liter V8. Those
It's
are
big.
massive cylinders, dude.
Yes, but mind you, the Camaro had a 6+ liter V8 as well.
I know.
And it was like 600 pounds less than the Challenger.
Maybe the frame is made of lead. I have no idea. But I thought 5,200 pounds was relatively heavy. I don't know that Jeeps are just light in general. Although you do want traction with these kind of vehicles.
Which means you need heaviness.
Right. You need weight to keep the tire on the ground. But the power figures we said, it was 470 pound-feet of torque and horsepower. That'll get you 0 to 60 in 4 seconds.
4 to 4.5 seconds.
Which is not that bad.
In a Jeep.
In a Jeep.
So your little Subaru BRZ lines up to a Jeep 392.
I'm getting beat.
You're getting smoked, son.
I'm getting beat.
You're getting smoked.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It will do 100 miles an hour in 11.2 seconds, which is not terrible. And then it'll do around a 13-second quarter mile.
You're getting beat by a Jeep.
Getting spanked.
By a Jeep.
By a Jeep. By a muscle car.
I love a muscle car Jeep.
It depends on how you put it. Like, if I get beat in a drag race by a muscle car, okay, whatever. I got a sports car. But if I get beat in a drag race by a Jeep, it's like, oh, shit.
You just feel bad about yourself.
Oh, man. And he's got more duckies than me. Crap. Yeah. I did not know that they made a V8 Jeep like this. And you sent me a photo of it. You're like, V8 Jeep. Huh?
It sounds
V8
great.
Jeep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds better than, well, the regular Jeep.
Base price, $76,000. Hello? This is $750,000 vehicle?
Cheap.
Why are Jeeps so expensive, dude?
I don't actually know.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's not like they're the best engineered things in the world.
You could buy 2 Mustangs.
You could.
Base Mustangs, but you could buy 2 base Mustangs for 1 V8 Jeep.
You could.
Wow.
But, hey, it's a V8 Jeep, so there you go.
Weird.
Agreed.
Muscle car. V8 muscle car.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right. Do you have an I wish they would have to wrap this up?
Sure. I wish that cars were offered in more exciting colors on the standard color palette.
Oh. Exciting.
Yes. Because, all right, let me paint the picture for you. I was at an intersection. 4-way intersection. It was a bigger intersection, so you had 4 lanes on each side. Okay? A few cars stacked deep in each lane. At every single intersection, at part of the intersection, it was like 5 white cars, 2 gray cars, 1 silver car, 1 beige car, and like a black car on each side. And I looked around and went, oh my God. It's the most boring people in the world.
Yeah.
Come on. Get something more exciting than beige and white and silver and black. Now, don't get me wrong. I love those colors, except for beige. That doesn't belong. But come on, guys. Can we offer more than just white, gray, silver, and black?
Okay, so what colors do you want? Do you
Purple.
You want lime green out there? Do you want fluorescent, reflective rainbow paint out there?
I do.
Or do you just want like slightly adjusted colors of grays and blacks?
I want more exciting colors. I want blue and purple and green and orange and yellow. I guess maybe this is, I wish they would have of the human psyche.
Because people are picking well, not always. Some people pick the car based on the color. Most probably whatever.
I wish humans were more likely to pick cars in more exciting colors.
They're not. They're just like white, gray, black.
Yes.
Those are the ones. Those are the go-tos. If you look at Porsche's an odd example because they have all their paint to color. What is it called?
Paint to sample.
Paint to sample. That's right. It was close. Those colors, which are pretty wild, but also absurdly expensive. And if you go look at most other manufacturers.
But hold on a second, because even in Porsche's standard paint option, you've got things like lizard green.
Mm-hmm.
You've got racing yellow. You've got guards red. There's more than just... You've got chalk, which is gray, but different.
The problem is you don't have those at scale.
Yeah, you do.
No. You when you go to your intersection, there's one.
Oh, yes.
There's one Porsche, if you're lucky.
Yes.
But there's 40 Camrys and Civics and Corollas and CRVs and, those kind of cars. So you have to get into the Toyotas, the Hondas, all those kind of manufacturers, and you have to get them to make them. But they're making at such scale that they don't want to go down the crazy rabbit hole of the paint to sample colors.
But I want them to.
They're not going to.
But I want them to.
If you go look at, for example, go try to buy a car on Tesla, there's like 4 paint colors. It's like black, white, gray,
red.
Blue, and red. I think there's 5.
Wow.
I think there's only 5.
Wow.
And the normal one's white, I think. I don't know. But yeah, there's nothing particularly interesting. Blue and red are the most interesting you get.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're not super out there.
Correct.
Right.
So yeah,
I see what you're saying.
I just wish there was more cars offered more exciting colors.
Maybe dealers should incentivize people to buy their cars with wraps.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Pick a crazy wrap to put on your car so it actually stands out.
Get 5% off or something.
You know, when the elderly get confused as to what car they own, so they put the sticker on the back window or somewhere else to signify. There's your sign.
It's a good idea.
There's your sign.
You want to not lose your car in the shopping center? Let's wrap it pink.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have an I wish they would have?
I do. I wish that like grade school or high school around us, kind of like teenager-ish, when you're getting your license, that kind of school, would teach you simple maintenance things on your car.
Oh.
For example, just doing the very simples, making sure that the fluids are topped off, that kind of stuff. But I also wish that they would teach you how to like air up a tire, change your tire. That'd be good. Mm-hmm. Change your oil. That'd be good. Maybe a little more advanced, but that'd be good. Maybe be able to look at the brake pads, maybe even change the brake pads, but just like relatively routine car maintenance, not going into the OBD and getting codes and taking out sensors and swapping them out, not that, but just simple stuff, the stuff that a normal person should be able to do. Mm-hmm. They don't teach that. I don't think they will ever, but I wish they did.
Here's my point. They don't teach anything that's really useful for adult life.
No.
Almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like maybe 1% of the things that you do on a daily basis are taught in school. Like 99% of all adult life is just learned through experience.
It is. I changed.
Like, for example, home ec doesn't really exist in class anymore, I think.
No.
Like, you're not learning to cook things. You're not learning to bake things. Do you learn how to file your taxes?
No.
Okay, well, too bad, because if you don't do it right, you're going to prison forever.
Yep.
Right? Do you learn how to make a resume correctly? No. Do you learn how to apply for a job or anything that will actually help you succeed in, well, I don't know, life?
Nope, but I learned how to make little clay pots.
Woo!
Never used those in my life.
When's the last time you used the Pythagorean theorem?
No, I know.
All right, thank you.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. The only other talking point that I had was that I changed my oil over the weekend.
Ooh, did you spill oil everywhere this time?
I did not this time, but
Nice.
actually my wife was the one that changed it. She wanted to know how to do it. I was like, okay, I'll teach you how to do it.
Cool.
So she did it. Now, has your wife ever changed?
No.
Okay. Think
No.
she ever would?
No.
Okay. It was interesting.
Maybe,
it was a learning
but
experience.
Probably not.
She probably couldn't do it on her own yet, but it's okay. It was cool.
It's good stuff, though.
Yep.
I
It was
like
neat.
that. So that's all I got. You got anything else?
I do not.
It's going to wrap us up then. Thanks so much for watching and listening to episode 265. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a thumbs up on the video. Drop a comment as well. Let us know, which is your all-time favorite muscle car? Is it the Mustang, Challenger, Camaro? Let us know. And if you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is WeAreAuto_. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.